Physics Class 11, Chapter 7, Systems of Particles and Rotational Motion. In the last class, we have studied principle of moment and center of gravity. Today we shall study moment of inertia. For a body rotating about a fixed axis, each particle of the body moves in a circle with linear velocity v is equal to omega r. We know that if a body is rotating about a fixed axis, then each particle of the body will move in a circle with the velocity, linear velocity as v is equal to omega r. Omega is angular velocity, r is the distance of that point from the axis, and v is the linear velocity. So linear velocity is given as omega into r. For a particle at a distance from the axis, linear velocity is vi equal to ri omega. Now for the ith particle, we consider using the same formula. For the ith particle, we can write the linear velocity vi equal to ri omega. Omega will be same for all the elements of the or all the particles of the body. A full body have got the omega angular velocity. The kinetic energy of motion of this particle ki equal to 1 by 2 mvi square. So we know the kinetic energy is given as 1 by 2 mv square. Here ith particle, so we can vi square equal to 1 by 2 m, and vi we can put the value as ri omega. So we put ri omega whole square, so it will be ri square omega square. So now here this m will be your mass of the particle. Okay, m will be the mass of the particle. You can say mi for the ith particle. The total kinetic energy of the body equal to the sum of the kinetic energies of individual particles. Now our aim is to write the total kinetic energy. Okay, this is for the ith particle. Now if I want the total kinetic energy, then it will be the sum of the kinetic energies of individual particles. So let us thus do the sum of the kinetic energy of the individual, all the particles. Okay, all the particles have got the kinetic energy. Chi is equal to 1 by 2 m. It will be, since it is ith particle, you can write mi. Okay, mi vi square is equal to 1 by 2. Here also mi ri square omega square. So we have to do sum total of all these kinetic energies. Then you will get the total kinetic energy of the body. Okay, so let us do total kinetic energy capital K equal to sigma, this one ki I equal to 1 to n equal to sigma I equal to 1 to n. Now ki value from here mi ri square omega square, and this 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 mi ri square omega square, where omega is the same for all particles. So for whole body omega is same. So omega is a constant and 1 by 2 also is a constant. So we just take out of the summation. So k equal to 1 by 2 omega square, which is constant. So we take out sigma I is equal to 1 to n mi ri square. Now this quantity sigma I is equal to 1 to n mi ri square, this quantity is called your moment of inertia. So we can say that therefore moment of inertia of a rigid body about an axis is defined by the formula I is equal to sigma mi ri square. Okay, this value, where ri is perpendicular distance of the ith particle of the body from the axis. So ri is nothing but the perpendicular distance of the ith particle of the body from the axis. So we can write this kinetic energy k equal to 1 by 2 okay omega square as it is, and this quantity is moment of inertia capital I. So put capital I. So this is a inertia. This is the definition of the inertia, moment of inertia. The unit of moment of inertia is kilogram meter square, because here mass is there, so kilogram, and this is distance, right? Radius is a distance, so it is meter square. Dimension formula is m1 l2 t0. So this is dimension formula, and the SI unit of moment of inertia is kilogram into meter square. I is independent of magnitude of angular velocity. I means moment of inertia is independent of the magnitude of angular velocity, because I has got mi and ri, but it is not connected with omega. Okay, omega is connected with kinetic energy, but I is independent of omega, that is angular velocity. It is a characteristic of the rigid body and the axis about which it rotates. So it is a characteristic of the body, plus it is a its distance, right? It is distance. Ri also comes, that means it is rotating about the fixed axis. So it is also depending, or it is the characteristic of the body, or about the axis which it rotates, because Ri comes, that means it is related to the axis. Ri is the distance or the perpendicular distance of the earth particle from the axis, right? So it is the characteristic of the rigid body, plus it is the it is also depends on the axis about which it rotates. But it is independent of the angular velocity, because I, when you define I, there is no omega here. Omega is there in kinetic energy. Moment of inertia is the analog of mass in rotational motion. Now we have in a linear motion we have got mass. Similarly, for rotational motion, moment of inertia is similar to like the, as mass is in the linear motion, moment of inertia is similarity to that in rotational motion. How we can say? Because in linear motion the kinetic energy is 1 by 2 mv square, right? V is the velocity and 1 by 2 is the m is the mass, right? And in the rotational motion, kinetic energy which we derived here is 1 by 2 I omega square. So I is angular velocity, this is linear velocity. So here I is there, which is moment of inertia, and here mass is there. So mass and I will be analog to each other. Next we have got application of moment of inertia. I is equal to summation mi ri square. So for that, number 1 is there, consider a thin ring of radius capital R and mass capital M, rotating in its own plane around its center with angular velocity omega. Now we consider a ring, thin ring of the radius capital R and the mass is capital M, and suppose it is rotating in its own plane around its center with angular velocity omega. So around its center it is rotating, okay, and the angular velocity is omega. Each mass element of the ring is at a distance r from the axis and moves with a speed r omega. Now since it is a ring, so each point on the ring will be at a distance r from the axis. Where is the axis? Axis is, we are rotating around the center, so that is the center is the axis, okay? Axis is passing from the center and we are rotating around that. That means the distance of the each particle of the ring from the axis is r, okay, and it moves with the speed r into omega. P is equal to r omega, so here the speed will be r omega, okay? Here we have written that before the linear velocity is v is equal to omega into r, or r into omega, right? So similarly here the velocity will be omega into capital R, okay, omega into capital R. So therefore kinetic energy K is equal to 1 by 2 and V square equal to 1 by 2 m, as it is V square is R omega whole square. So R square omega square, okay, it will be omega square. Let us correct it. So it will become omega square, okay, because you have to square both. This is the value of V. You can say this is the value of V. So V is equal to R omega. So you put here V. So it will be R omega whole square. So that means R square omega square and 1 by 2 m, as it is. Okay, this is the formula for the kinetic energy. So in this, V value is R omega. That is the speed at which each particle of the ring is rotating. Okay, so this is the speed or the velocity. You can write in the kinetic energy V value as this much. And when you do square, you get R square omega square and 1 by 2 m, as it is. That means here I is equal to mr square. That is the moment of inertia for this will be I is equal to mr square, right? So this is for the ring, the inertia, moment of inertia is mr square. And omega square is the angular velocity. The second application we can take is, take a rigid rod of negligible mass of length L with a pair of small masses rotating about an axis through the center of mass perpendicular to the rod. So you can look in this figure. Here there are two masses. Okay, this is mass here, and this is a negligible mass of the rod. Okay, this is the rod of the length L and it has got a negligible mass. And we have got a pair of small masses. Okay, we have taken pair of small masses. This one of total mass is m, so I take this mass as m by 2, this as m by 2. Okay, so the mass is, this is a sphere or a small mass which are rotating about they are at the end of this negligible mass of rod. Okay, this rod, the length of this rod is small l and it is rotating about this and about the center. This is the center of the rod and it is rotating about this center. Okay, like this. See here, this is the axis and it is rotating. This arrow shows that it is rotating in this direction. Okay, this arrow shows that it is rotating. So this mass is m by 2, mass is m by 2, and the length we are taking, total length we are taking as L. Okay, the rigid take a rigid rod of a negligible mass of length L. So this is the L and this is the center. Okay, if this is the center, that means from this mass to this center will be L by 2 length, and from this center to this mass will be L by 2 length. Okay, so this is L by 2, this is L by 2. Each mass m by 2 is at a distance L by 2 from the axis. Now we can say that this mass is m by 2, from the axis is L by 2. Okay, as already I say that the distance of the mass from the center is L by 2. Therefore, moment of inertia of masses is m by 2 L by 2 whole square plus m by 2 L by 2 whole square. Okay, so we can use this formula m into r square. Okay, or you can say from here I equal to summation mi ri square. So here mi, so here mi, there are two masses, right? Here two masses are there, so we take m by 2 and r may be this distance, right? So this distance is L by 2, so L by 2 square, and here also L by 2 square. So we are summing here, right? Summing this, the total inertia will be sum of these, right? So moment of inertia of masses is given as m by 2 L by 2 whole square plus m by 2 into L by 2 whole square. Okay, the formula is I is equal to mr square, or you can say I is equal to summation mi into ri square. So here mass is m by 2 and the length from here to here is L by 2. So L by 2 whole square. Okay, so now what you get here, m L square divided by 2, 2 square is 4, so 4 into 2 is 8, plus here m L square divided by 2 and 2 square is 4, so 4 into 2 is 8, right? So now we can just add up since denominator is same, so you add the numerator, so 2 times m L square by 8, you can cut by 2, so you get it as m L square by 4. So that is the moment of inertia of the masses. Therefore, for the pair of masses rotating about the axis through the center of mass perpendicular to the rod is I equal to m L square by 4. Okay, we have derived here the measurement, the moment of inertia when you are taking the pair of masses which are rotating through about the axis which is passing from the center. Okay, center of these two rod. Okay, sorry, two masses. This is the rod and these two masses. Center of the masses, it is passing from here, and you are rotating it perpendicular, right? The center of mass and the axis is perpendicular. Okay, center of mass perpendicular to the rod. The inertia is given as ml square by 4. Okay, what we derived here. Now we say that this moment of inertia is similar to the, we can say that it is similar to the mass in linear motion. So therefore we can say that the moment of inertia I resists a change in its rotational motion. So that is a property that the inertia, moment of inertia resists a change in its rotational motion. So we have studied today moment of inertia and application of moment of inertia. We'll keep this much for today. Thank you very much.